Hi y'all, APGG here, and today we're going to talk about hashtag explore because it's kind of come to that time of year where we may or may not have run out of mojo. I know this has been a mostly stay at home, stay in kind of year, mostly. And anytime we get into a pattern of a little bit of normalcy, lo and behold, something else comes along and throws us back into that pool of abnormality. So this year may be, this time of year may be worse than, let's say, it was this same time last year. Holy cows, y'all. I don't know what I'm saying. What's new with you? I don't know. Anyways, our theme for hashtag AJOS 2020, Art, Joy of Sharing, is the Explore. And I kind of thought I would take the stance that at this time of year, after having spent so much time indoors with our beloved ones, and sometimes in case with children's and all that, you did the schooling thing at the end of the school semester, and now you've had summer to deal with, and that clickety-clackety would be Champ and or Molly going in and out of their doggy studio door. So anyway, our creative mojo, our muse, may have upped and left us, and maybe not. Maybe we've just kind of gotten into a rut, and we're maybe looking to get out of that rut. Well, I, for one, keep lists and scheduling of, you know, I want to do this next, and if I want to video it, when would be the best time, and so on and so forth. So, you know, got a lot. Of course, there's always the ideas, the Society of Idea Collectors, where you have some type of a notebook or something like that where you get ideas and you write them down and stuff like that. I tend to, I was going to pick my phone up, but I'm using it right there. I tend to send myself emails and notes that way, in which case I print off my emails and just kind of pile them up, and sometimes they get lost and sometimes they don't. But this is kind of a little different. When you're not quite sure what you want to do, but you are sure you want to do something, and you happen to be a magazine and our art journal, embellishment. I'm not necessarily promoting any one of these, but I own them. They are most likely bought used with very good condition. I will tend to thumb through the books, not necessarily looking for stuff to copy, but just because I find it inspiring. And what I found most inspiring out of this particular stack was one thing. It could just be one thing out of this book. And as a matter of fact, you might find something in one book and something in another book, and then you can combine them. That's exploring. You can look at it as a way to explore options. I'm looking at it as a way to explore and draw your muse back out. So what I found in, and I will list the books in the description box below the video. Click on the words show more to see more information. This particular, it's just an image. There's not necessarily a know-how or a how-to. Can we see it? We get real close. Can you see it? I think you can see it. The one there with these thingies. Those thingies are called diodes. That's what my husband said they were. So it must be true. So it has some kind of electrical, automobile, trailers. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Diodes. Some kind of electrical thing. He sent me a link and told me I could order 100 of them for like $2. And I'm like, no. I don't think so. Because my brain says I can make those. My brain says I can do it. So we're going to explore that. But I've also gathered up, well, y'all know I love gathering in baskets. I get, you know, an idea or a plan or something, and I start gathering and putting it in these little baskets. And this particular one doesn't have a note in it because I recently gathered it. But I will typically put just a little slip of scratch paper in there, a note of some sort telling me kind of what I had in mind for the stuff in the particular basket. And I find that very helpful because sometimes we gather stuff and then we're like, what was I going to do with that? So always put a note, give yourself notes, and if you can, sketch out a little something. It doesn't have to be a perfect sketch or anything like that, but sketch it out. And sometimes I will just have, actually I shouldn't say sometimes, I have lots of baskets hanging around. You don't have to use baskets. You can use old Amazon boxes, for example, if you should happen to have any Amazon boxes. You can use grocery shopping bags or canvas bags, just whatever is a working workable gathering thing for you. I use baskets. Anyway, we're going to try to make some diodes. That's the plan. And then we're going to use some as maybe all, I don't know, whatever stuff I've got gathered in here. I found inspirational. And we will try to do something with the diodes. Maybe similar to what this picture is, because I found the picture, the whole picture, this one, without a glare maybe. I sort of like the colors, but I really was attracted to the diodes and the picture of the lady behind there. What's the name of this book? Altered Books Workshop. Not going to alter a book. I can just jump out there and tell y'all that. And so, let's go to the desk. Okay, so here we go. We're on the desk, and we're going to be using these paper bead tools. I got them from someplace on Etsy, like Mini Moons. Got. And we're going to be using the wire. Remember, we're making the diodes. That's kind of the main feature. That's sort of, yeah, that's what I'm exploring. Can I really make diodes? So I started just hand trimming. There's all kinds of paper bead videos out there, y'all. I am not a paper bead maker, although I've made a few. And I've got a slight angle on my paper, and this is basically a copy weight paper. Now what I ended up doing was just cutting rectangle strips, like maybe 2.5, 3 inches, 4 max long, and rolling them up. And that gave me the consistent, a more consistent size for the diodes. Which, let me just spoiler alert you, I am so happy with them. So I decided the bead was getting way too round because we're going for the illusion of faux diodes. And they are not real chunky, big around. So I'm just basically showing you this for a long time. Yes, indeed. Portions of the video have been sped up for your viewing pleasure and my voiceover ease.
Do you have to glue them at the beginning? And don't glue them at the very, very, very beginning, otherwise it's going to get stuck on your tool. And you want some tension on there. If you pull too tight, you will tear your paper. So you want kind of a medium tension on there. And you roll it out, and you do put glue on the end and roll it and roll it. And then to pull it off, you turn it the opposite direction slightly and just kind of wiggle it off. Now you can see the various sizes I got there, so I ended up making rectangles, you know, just short strips, and rolling them. Now this is the only stamp that I could find that I had that had small numbers on them, because real diodes have numbers on them to indicate what voltage or whatever they are. So I'm going to emboss that on with just some black embossing powder. You saw that I used the anti-static stuff on them, and I've inked my stamp, and I'm going to take it, I've applied the paper bead to the tweezers. My best result was when I did it just like that, but instead of just rolling it on the stamp, I kind of pressed it with my other finger. Sort of pressed it. Okay, that gave me actual numbers you can kind of read. Okay, diodes are tiny. Mine are probably bigger than real diodes, but whatever. That's the essence of the diode, y'all. So here we are. Here you can in heat embossing that with black embossing ink, like I said. And I am having some allergies today, so my nose is kind of coming and going. You can't tell that they're numbers, but it gives the essence of. Now I also made sure that the end of the strip was on the back side, because I didn't want to emboss on it, that part. So we do this. I ended up with like 8 beads, but I think I only used 3 on the project, which you saw the thumbnail. So you've seen the project. Oh, what fun I had putting this stuff together, y'all. I think I'm going to make some more diodes, probably with a different color paper. They are typically a solid color, even though the paper I used is slightly, I wouldn't say mottled, it's almost speckled, but they're so tiny that you really can't even pick up on it. So now my computer wants to do a restart, and no, that is not okay. Not at this time. Thanks for asking. So here I am. I've got glossy accents. You can use triple thick or diamond glaze or whatever makes you happy. I have a glossy accents bottle I'm trying to empty, so that's what I'm using, and I brushed it on. That's correct. I brushed it on. That is a bead bucket for when you make beads out of clay or paper or whatever. And those are jumbo paper clips bent around and backwards and out and stuff, so that you can hook your beads onto them and hang it on the outside of the container there. They don't be touching each other. So now we're going to get the glossy accents again. Have to unstuck the nozzle, because, you know, I left it open. And we have slightly compressed the bead, okay, because I still want it to be round. But we've slightly compressed it, and we are putting, I am, well, if you're making along with me, I guess we are putting globules of glossy accents on the ends, so that it's kind of inside the bead tube and onto the wire, and it comes out, it kind of oozes out, because real diodes have kind of a, oh, sorry about y'all, it's not one thing, it's another around her. They have, because I think they're made out of some kind of a glass or a ceramic or something. I don't know, y'all. But they do have these ends that kind of come out and smoosh out onto the wire. Now, I will tell you, when I showed my husband my diodes, he goes, "Oh, you bought some." And I looked down, I'm like, "You better look again." He goes, "You made these?" So, you know, I was very excited because I pulled someone who uses diodes sometimes. So, there we go. And we're just setting them up there to dry any which way we can. And ta-da, now we're going to do a journal page. That background is one I got in a background swap, a painty paper swap. And I was thumbing through my backgrounds and I thought, oh, this is the winner chicken dinner. Nope, I don't know who made it. I'm sorry, I don't. You didn't sign the back. So, Anyway, I trimmed it up because it had some white edge, which was fine. And I almost painted some of the other edge. And I thought, no, we're just going to trim all the white edge off. And then we inked around it with black archival. And on that rubber stamp that had the little numbers on it, I don't know the maker, y'all. There is a list of ingredients in the description box below the video. Click on the phrase "show more" to see more information. And we're going to use the advanced tape glider to just stick our back down. I could have glued it, I could have whatever, but that's what I chose. And we're going to get it on there perfectly, not straight. But it's perfect. I mean, you really can't hardly tell once we start getting all this other busy stuff on there. And like I said, I've already put stuff, I gathered stuff and put in the basket that I liked together, that I thought would be fun and inspiring to use. These are some acetate things. I don't know the maker of them because I don't have a package label. But I'm sure they came from different makers because I have various size, shapes, and are colors on them. I do believe they are meant to go over photographs for like when you're scrapbooking and junk. Okay? Piece of pattern paper I end up not using. We're just going to ruffle through this and see if we like anything or not. And I really like that, but I'm like, no, because the feature, not really, it ends up being a detail, not a feature or a focus. She's the focus, I guess. The detail are the diodes. So some of the stuff I use, some of it I don't. That's a piece of cardboard that came from who knows what kind of packaging. And I wanted some corrugate because I like corrugate and I don't use it often enough. So I play around with placement and all that kind of stuff. I end up not using that circle piece of store-bought ephemera. This is store-bought ephemera, by the way. It's probably Tim Holtz. Some of it could be Graphic 45, 7 Gypsies, K & Company. I don't know because some of my stuff is not in a package with a label. So there we go. Anywho, is my digital recorder still recording? That is a good question. I think so. Anywho, that is I love the garlic Ritz crackers. Y'all, I'm just saying, I just love them because I do. And that's what that is, a wrapper from. They use, Ritz uses a brownish colored wrapper on their crackles. So I used that, turn it up. Didn't really like the red. I'm like, no, I like the black one or whatever that color is. I know there's glare. Tell me about it, people. So I have, these are the packages off of the Tim Holtz relatives cards. I think they're, I don't know, photo booths and all that, whatever cards. The packaging, why not use it? They're teeny tiny and they're perfect for certain things, be nice on artist trading cards and are just little touches. So I wanted to repeat the photograph of the lady. I only have her on the one big packaging there. I don't know if I had another package or what I did with it. Because I have different images on the outside packages. Anywho, moving on. So I've cut her out, and yes, she's got a big chunk, and we've got these two little tiny ones, y'all. And I'm faux rounding the corners, which means I'm just basically cutting points off. And I think that's going to work like that. And truthfully, I didn't even realize I was recording, but so it goes. I thought, oh, well, that's this perfect video. We're just going to keep it. And I got a piece of corrugate because we need to glue those two tiny ones onto the larger one, which is not the big one. Don't be confused with the big one, y'all. So we're just going to line it up. And in the end, you can't really tell that there's a chunk missing. It doesn't matter. And so I think we're going to glue. Oh, my favorite glue. Aleene's original tacky glue. And I did use some art glitter glue in this project. I'm not sure if that part got filmed or cut out, or I don't know, y'all. So, oh, but fair warning, if you're going to use acetate pieces and plasticky cracker wrapper stuff, avoid heat gun usage. They melt. Okay? Okay. Ta-da! It's perfect. Then we're going to put her on a piece of cracker package. Now she's turning into a little cluster. I like that. Like, yeah, we might have to do that again. That makes that adorable little cluster. Especially if you put a piece of burlap or fabric or lace or something back there. We're not doing that. Not this time. No lace this time. I had some, but I'm like, no, I'm not going to use it. Oh, started to glue it down, and I'm like, no, I want to ink the edges. I want to be extra fancy. Ink them edges. So that's what we do. That's probably, I did take a picture over there on my camera, but you can't see it over there. And I'm like, yeah, I guess is that what it looks like? Oh, I suppose so. I reckon it's close enough. Whatever. It's going to be the way it is. And then I start gluing down the things in the layering sequence that I thought they were originally in. Now, y'all saw that's a big piece of ephemera. I folded it up on the folds that's on the image itself. This is a store-bought ephemera. And I crinkled it up, but now we're inking around on it. And I actually tore a little piece, or a little tear, and inked around that too, and whatever. So if I keep looking over at my camera, I'm like, yeah, that's kind of how it goes. She's going to go there. The big, I think that's a check, y'all. I don't even remember. Did I even pay any attention to it? No, I didn't. It's just background noise, y'all. Now, I end up gluing her down before I was actually ready to glue her down. Okay, she did get inked around, but and that kind of messes up when I go to put my diodes on, because I wanted to wrap my diodes around her. Yeah, it works the way we ended up doing it. It works, but my diodes are not quite as secure as I would have liked to have been. Putting a glue bottle on there just to weight that down. Oh, I am using some Fabri as well. I'm thinking it's going to glue the plastic, plasticky acetate and cracker wrapper. Maybe better than Aleene's. Oh, I thought I inked around her. I guess I lied. We're going to ink around her now. If my voiceover is keeping up with the video, that is. Okay, what's next? Oh, we're just tucking some more stuff in and out. Oh, and I did, that check is almost a pocket. I could tuck a weird, as if any of my notes would not be weird, note in there if I so desire. And I realize she's not going to lay very well, so I need to bump up corners of her, because, you know, now the bottom side's all raised up and differently, and I'll need another one up on that corner. And this is where I'm just like, well, I just glued her on down. Glued her on. Watch. Any day. Any second. And I didn't really mean to, but sometimes you just kind of get caught up in that moment. Smoosh that down some more. Smoosh it. Here we go. It's getting glued down. And really, I didn't quite want to do that just yet. I wanted to put my photo acetate on top and then wrap my diodes on, but no, we're doing this. My acetate's just laying on top, and then I'm like, oh wait, my diodes, the whole point of this inspiration piece, the inspiration is the diodes. I'm like, well, okay, well, we'll just wrap it around this piece of acetate stuff. Now, I don't know if you've ever worked with these things. They do have a clear film on the back. I don't know why. I guess it's to help keep them from getting scratched up. I don't know. Y'all don't make them. So if you use them and you don't know it's there, it's going to end up coming off and you're going to be like, what the heck? So anyway, be prepared. They have a Craftalanche. They have a clear plastic piece on the back. You know, like when you get a new refrigerator or a microwave or stereo. People still get stereos. Anyway. So there we are. I'm like, yep, that's going to work. And now, there I was just showing you the other ones I still have. I'm going to use for something else because I love them. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but something. And I'm like, okay, how are we going to glue her on? But it's got to be popped up because now, remember, everything's raised up off the background. I'm like, well, I have these black pop dots, which is foam, black pieces of foam, and they just happen to be circles, so they're pop dots, y'all. And I'm going to put them on the acetate. Can you see them from the front side? Sure you can. In passing, would you notice them? Probably not. So we're just doing that. And I'm like, yep, that's going to work. Got some kind of fuzzy dog hair or something. You know, it's plastic. That stuff is attracted to plastic by way of static. Okay? So I'm cutting some of them in half because that black printed line that goes around the acetate is wider in some places than others. Now we're pulling off all the release backs. We're going to stick it on. Perfect. And now we got to try to get our diodes wrapped on there so that the end of the wire slides underneath the photo image card. So that, and it's not, they don't like fall off. But me and my heavy glue-handed would prefer for them to have been really attached to the card before I glued it on. So it goes. So we're just wrapping them over. And yes, they do cover up those images, and that's okay. Like I said, if y'all remember back on the inspiration piece, she was set back behind a frame. That image was set back behind a frame that had the diodes that went straight across and were sandwiched between a front and back piece on the frame. It's the only thing I can assume because the book did not tell us how they made that, but that's how I would have made it. So there we go. And yes, I have a sentiment. Yes, I do. And I don't remember what it says. Maybe we can see it in the photo montage, which will be coming up shortly. And I had a little paper doll laying on my desk from a prior project. I'd cut him apart from a lady, and I thought he fits in there perfect. And ta-da! Get ready, photo montage. There are the diodes. Perfect, y'all, perfect. I'm trying to show you close up. Oh, and I had a die cut word thing, and I thought, well, that's perfect too. Oh, what's it say? My heart whispers, now is the time, challenge the world. Now, those were Tim Holtz clippings. They're like newspaper book clippings or something. The word whisper did not have an S on it, so I cut that out and attached it. I appreciate each and every one of you, your kind comments, your likes, your subscriptions, your shares. Thanks for watching, and happy arting, y'all!